A tight end with superhero abilities.
Where did they get a load of me?
He would lighten the mood when we would get a little tight.
Do you believe? We believe. We believe.
Shannon Sharpe helped make football fun for me. He just took the tension out of the locker room.
Hey, keep it going. We got to catch everything, baby.
Everybody who knows Shannon's whole story, they understand how important the game of pro football was for him.
Three receivers to the right. Here comes the blitz. Elway lets it go in a hurry. Touchdown to Shannon Sharpe.
Woo! Look at Shan flexing. Shan flexing on him.
One of those unique players that in many ways changed the way we look at football today.
Back goes Elway. Pass to Sharpe. He's got it at the 30. 25-20. 15-10. 5. It's a Broncos touchdown. Shannon Sharpe.
Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness?
Shannon, to this day, is the most disciplined person I've ever met. You look at Shannon today, he still eats the same breakfast every day, the same exact breakfast. And I've known Shannon now for almost 20 years. I think he's ate the same breakfast for 20 years. So when I saw Shannon work on the football field, it was the same discipline.
Elway back with some time, steps up, fires toward the end of the end zone. Touchdown, Shannon Sharpe.
Hey, baby, we made it. Shark show today.
He taught me several things, because my locker was in front of his. He didn't take phone calls at work. He didn't get on the phone between meetings. He was in his playbook constantly, and that's who I was right in front of. So I literally mimicked Shannon Sharpe in order to make myself into the pro football player that I was.
Tight end Shannon Sharpe smoked opponents with a team-high 63 receptions.
He's an absolute freak of nature. And I mean, that dude was, I don't know what his body fat was, if you can be negative body fat, but he's one of those guys that, like, you could literally throw a cat on shirtless Shannon Sharpe and he would have nothing to grip onto. He'd just slide off.
Elway back again, pumps once, lets it go. Sharpe is there. He's got it for a touchdown.
One of the first real matchup guys in this league to where you spread him outside the formation. Former wide receiver that kind of morphed into the tight end position and used him as a real matchup guy and in our spread formations and things that we did back then that were really a precursor to a lot of the 11 personnel that people base out of now, and the matchup tight end who's in the slot or outside the numbers. Like, Shannon was one of the first guys to really do a lot of that.
John Elway with a football, fades back, looking, steps away, fires to the end of the end zone. Sharpe, touchdown!
Well, what a nice catch.
Shannon was the glue. Shannon was what was necessary for our team to be what we are. He was the icebreaker. He was a jokester. He was a prankster. But another guy that I can watch and look at and say, you have to model greatness. You look at Shannon, the way he worked out, the way he went about his day-to-day chores, you couldn't help but to model that because he was so good, but at the same time, he had that funny side to him.
If you leave now, you get a head start on traffic. If you leave right now, you get a head start on traffic.
We just formed a good relationship right from the start. He's a guy that's super funny. He's going to keep everyone loose. And I think, especially in those years, 96, 97, 98, I think that really helped us down the stretch. Us, just always being loose. We come out, we build a little tight in practice. Shannon Sharpe and Keith Burns, they're going to make us all smile and take the pressure off a little bit.
I'm calling the president. President, we need a National Guard. We need as many men as you can spare because we are killing the Patriots. So call the dogs off. Send the National Guard, please. They need emergency help. Please help these folks. They're coming. Help is on the way. Help is on the way. Help is on the way, I promise you. The president, I called the National Guard. Okay. He said to the National Guard, help is on the way, I promise you. In 10 minutes, help will be here. In 10 minutes. I need help! Okay, you coming. Oh, we understand. He coming. They sending help.
Loud mouth, picking fights against the guy that you have to play against. Like, I used to be like, go ahead. I'm like, I hope the guy that I'm playing against punches him in the head.
Down goes Frazier.
Oh, he was that too. Oh, trust me. If you wanted some good jokes, we know to go to Shannon and Keith Burns. But the thing is when it was time to work, when he crossed the stripe, that field, it literally like a metamorphosis. He would change. You know, he was a jokester off, but on the field, he took it very, very personal.
Elway is going to pass it, and Sharpe's going to catch it at the 20, at the 15, at the 10, at the 5, and into the end zone. Sharpe broke a tackle around the 8-yard line and went in for a touchdown.
He was confident, maybe borderline cocky, but he had fun. He loved football, and he poured everything he had, body, mind, and soul, into the game. But he also would crack jokes in the locker room and keep it light on the field.
Come on, get it up. Come on. Let's go.
Sure, he called for the ball on every play from John, but John was enough of a leader to know when Shannon was open and when he wasn't. But Shannon made football fun, and it's so important to remember that when you're a pro. There's a lot on the line, there can be a lot of pressure, and sometimes you lose focus of why you originally played the game, which was to have fun, and Shannon made football fun.
That's his 11th season with 50-plus catches. 800th catch today, went to 805. Our Hall of Famer, Shannon Sharpe.
The locker room was about, you know, Shannon and how it just had a personality, and you know, obviously when Shannon left, we missed that. You know, we missed that ingredient that we needed to have. That funny locker room that can break the ice, but also have a guy who's serious enough that when the game was on the line, you can go to him.
Steelers have all 3 timeouts left, and this place is going nuts. 2 minutes left, 3rd and 6 for Denver at the Bronco 15-yard line. They lead 24-21. Snap is good. 5-man rush. John throws. Pass caught. First down on the 30-yard line. Shannon Sharpe. Biggest first down of the year. 3-step drop for Elway. Slant pattern's going to be caught by Shannon Sharpe. A loose 1 and 5. Sharpe to the goal line. And a fine bit of running by Shannon Sharpe after the catch.
What did you see? At the beginning of the season, what did you see? Anything less than being here and being up on this platform was unacceptable.